I'm Christy Kapp, and I work for Housing Assistance Corporation, and this is a project called Community Green, and we encompass 45 acres here in Sandwich. 30 of those acres have been set aside for in a conservation restriction. We have a couple of different endangered species or threatened species, so that land is set aside for those, and then the rest of the 15 acres is going to be divided up between housing and farm. So the farm's going to be about 5.5 acres, and we've cleared 1.5 acres so far, and out beyond this field that's cleared is about 3 acres of forest that we're going to eventually selectively cut, leave some of the trees, and have pasture where we can graze sheep and chickens. That's the plan. And then also this area over here is the community garden, and this has been going for this is our 4th year now. And we have about 40 different gardeners that come out here and rent plots that are 25 by 25, and grow the food for themselves. And we took a couple of them last year, and I grew food on them for the shelters that Housing Assistance Corporation runs. Noah Shelter, Angel House, Carriage House for families, and those sort of things. We would deliver food to them on a weekly basis. So just about 11 months ago, we cleared this field to expand the program a little bit. The idea being that this will be an educational farm, and we want to try to engage a variety of different people in sustainable agriculture, improving their lives, because that's what Housing Assistance Corporation is trying to do, is improving everybody's lives, whether they be low income or whoever. So eventually there'll be housing here for low to moderate income people on the rest of the land, that 10 acres, and those people will be able to take part in job training here if they'd like to, sort of a 9-month intensive course, or they can just come over and learn how to put in a backyard garden, or they can come over and learn how to raise a chicken from chick on up to slaughter to their dinner table, or they can get involved with the sheep, or any number of ways. It's a way of creating community around agriculture, in a way of improving people's lives and livelihoods around agriculture. So that's sort of the mission of the farm in general. We're slow going, getting small amounts of money and working very slowly to move ahead. But eventually, this will be a 5-acre farm and encompass all those things, all those plants and animals that I just talked about. And we'll have a job training program, as I said, that will help some of the folks that are living here. One of the buildings that will be here eventually is going to be what's called an SRO, a single resident occupancy. It's like a little efficiency apartments where, one-room sort of things, where folks that maybe were previously homeless could come and live, ones that are ready to be back on their feet and just need some skills and need a community to sort of help them get back up. And they will be eligible to take part in the job training here, and they'll actually help to keep this farm going. We hope to have 7 or 8 people living in those that will either work on the farm or work on it in another job training program that we would probably do landscaping and some other skills like that, and hopefully eventually have a culinary arts program. We've already started to work with community college on that, and some of the folks from different shelters have gone through their programs, their short programs, to help get them into restaurant jobs and that sort of thing. So we want to expand that and integrate the farm into it so that we're growing the produce. The culinary arts program is making it into a product, and then we go out and sell it in an effort to keep our programs going, so we're financially sustainable as well. So you asked about where all this food goes. Some of it goes to the shelters. A percentage of it goes to the shelters, and we also sell at the farmers market. It's one of our ways to get out into the community and to tell people that we're here, because we're sort of out in the middle of nowhere here and nobody knows we're here. So we go down to the farmers market 1 day a week in Sandwich and sell some of the produce that we have and tell people about what we're doing out here. And then we also have what's called a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture, and that's when you buy a subscription and come once a week to pick up your produce. So we have 10 people in a CSA this year. We're just trying to feel our way to see how many people we can sustain with a very limited labor force, pretty much just me right now, with the occasional crew that comes out, which is nice. Okay, today at Community Green Farm we're staking up our tomatoes, and we have a group from AmeriCorps here helping us out. They're crafting the stakes so that we can use them to string up our tomatoes, and then they're putting them out in the field and helping us to string up the string, and that way we'll keep the tomatoes up off the ground and keep the diseases off of them and be able to prune them back easily and keep them healthy and easier to pick too when they're up on a trellis such as what we're building today.
So today, the AmeriCorps crew, we're doing the staking and trellising for the tomato plants. So they're getting to that size where they need to be pulled off the ground and given a place to grow. So what works great with AmeriCorps is you get a number of people going and we can really get a lot done. So today we're getting the posts up, getting notches cut in the wood posts, and stringing about every foot, I believe, and we'll have 5 levels. And we'll see how much we can get done. I think hopefully we'll get through these first 5 rows. And so that's today's project, which is going good. So some of the other projects that AmeriCorps does, especially when we're out here in groups, I actually work here alone 1 day a week, so helping Christy out, but every once in a while we get a group out. And the whole fencing, as you can see around the entire 2-acre farm, was an AmeriCorps project. So getting those stakes in, getting the wire fencing up, digging the holes, and then reburying the fence was one of the bigger projects. Some of the other ones, as you can see around the farm, there's black mulch, which is biodegradable mulch that we've put down on some of the garden beds. So getting that rolled out and getting the compost underneath it in preparation for squash, tomatoes, some of the other plants that require that mulch to keep weeds down and to keep the soil warm. What are some of the other projects we've done? So the fencing, general beautification around the farm. This area was just cleared this year, so around the whole edge is a lot of debris, rocks, that sort of thing. And we've been using AmeriCorps group service days to help clean up the edge of the farm and give us some room to work, pathways, building like that. The irrigation has been a big one. You can see we have a T-tape drip irrigation system, and we had to get that out in spring. So AmeriCorps on some days has been out here helping to lay that irrigation pipe and dig the ditches to get the main valves and pipes in here.
So that's basically it. That's sort of the, in the nutshell, scenario of what we're doing out here.
Well, that's great.